Okay.
All right, tell you
I
what.
don't know. I was gonna say, Michael, I don't see anybody.
Claudia has done before, and then Mary.
I think it's Camille.
Camille,
Okay.
somebody text Camille and let her know.
Water, and she's like,
Okay.
All right, Cindy, let's just start over with our great call, and we'll go from there. How about that?
There we go. Pretty hard to compete with Panera at this time of night. I
That's
understand.
right.
Totally. Okay, so we've got our Sweet Shop program. We're in our final month of Sweet Shop, which is very good. We've added in that bonus of 1,500 points for the first time promoting. So what I would suggest that you do, if you're, as you're accumulating your points and so on, is go back to your Sweet Shop point tracker. Take a look at it. Where do you stand? How many more points do you need? And as long as you're there, you may as well look at the Sweet Shop flyer, and maybe it's time to pick something else out that you want to earn this month, because there's great ways to earn points. Now, I know Lori's going to talk about recruiting in just a little bit, but just think about all those new recruits that you're going to bring into business this month with the $85 kit, and what those 400 points or 800 points or 1,200 points could add to your Sweet Shop rewards. So take a look at your Sweet Shop program again. Think about what you can add in. And as you're bringing your new chocolatiers into business, sit down with the Sweet Shop rewards, because they're going to get 1,000 points for joining, right? And have them pick out their first gift immediately, what they're going to shoot for. And even with just 1 month in our program, you can easily get 1,500 points if you're brand new in the business, 1,000 points with bringing one of your friends or two of your friends into business with you as well. So take a look at that list and find something that you know you can achieve this month. So again, I know Lori's going to talk a lot about recruiting. We're talking about recruiting. Think about Sweet Shop points as well, okay? So, just make sure you help your new recruit too, because once she starts doing 3 things as well as her quick start, she's earning the quick start and she's earning Sweet Shop points. She's just going to love this business, or he's just going to absolutely love this business, and it's going to keep them focused on the upcoming months. And who knows what's going to happen in July, August, and September. Well, we know what's going to happen, but just keep them focused for now. The other thing I wanted to talk about was our June incentives for our hosts as you're booking parties, because remember, you get a point for everything you sell for Sweet Shop, so you're going to want to book lots of parties in June. That's also going to be the best place for you to find your recruits, to build your teams, and so on. So book as many parties as you can, and remember, it's lazy days, crazy deals in June, so make sure you have your flyers with you when you're talking to people, when you're host coaching. And you can remind them what they get at the $500 party. You know me, I always start at the $500 party, because whatever they get at $500, guess what? It includes what they would have got at $300. So always host coach at $500, and they will get the milk or dark chocolate cinnamon dusted almonds free, and the peanut butter chocolate chips absolutely free. And those guests that spend $60 or more, they will be able to choose the chocolate fig balsamic vinaigrette or the white chocolate lemon peppercorn dressing as an added gift with their order. And then as we start talking about July, after you completely fill up your June, make sure your June is totally filled before you start talking about July. And remember, at a $500 party, your host is going to get the 6-piece sea salted caramels absolutely free. Happens to be my favorite. And they'll get the molten lava chocolate cake mix absolutely free. And those who spend $60 will be able to choose the frosty white chocolate smoothie mix or the white chocolate raspberry daiquiri mix absolutely free as their bonus gift. Okay. Now, another way that we are going to help you build sales and extra points for Sweet Shop during the month of June is we have extended the Father's Day promotion. Okay. And Father's Day promotion is now available to everyone up until June 10th. You can place orders until midnight on June 10th. So remember, keep that flyer out. They'll get the product in plenty of time for Father's Day, which is the 21st. So keep that flyer with you, talk it up. I know that you all love the product because I see it on Facebook all the time. I haven't tasted it, Lori. Have you tasted it yet?
I haven't. I'm super excited though. I just, it's almost like it's become a sacred item in our catalog. It's amazing.
Molly, have you tasted it? I'm guessing Molly has.
Molly's been on mute, but you know, she hangs out with the chefs way more often.
I know.
Yeah, I got a tiny little taste.
Oh, okay.
Just a tiny taste.
Yep. Okay, Molly. Well, send us some extras if you have them, Molly, okay?
I'm trying.
Okay, so those are some of the things that we have to offer you to help build your sales for the month. Again, parties are where you're going to find your recruits. Parties are the way you're going to build your team, and parties are the place where you're going to get points and be able to build into July, because July is going to be awesome as well. But you can't have a huge July without having a fantastic June. So keep that in mind, everyone. Okay, Lori, over to you.
Well, thanks, Cindy. I'm super excited, everybody, because for those of you that know me, you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we have to offer. And I'm incredibly passionate about helping people to have what they want in life. And as someone who is a veteran in the industry of almost 26 years now, it really, I've seen what this business can do for people at all levels, whether it's just to make a car payment, just to give that mom that extra money to go get her nails done and her feet done every month, or for the guy that is wanting to pay for his deer lease. You tell we're from the South. We think about those things a lot. Or maybe it's someone who needs to make a car payment like I did, or maybe it's someone who decides they want a career change and they want a 6-figure income, or believe it or not, they want a 7-figure income. I am so passionate that this industry can do it for every single person. And I love the caption on our recruiting flyer that says, "We put the joy in June." And it's just an amazing opportunity that this month we are offering our kit at the special $85 reduced price. Now, I want you first off to keep in mind, this doesn't reduce the value and it doesn't reduce what people are going to make. It's just an easier way for them to get in the door. You know, we hear sometimes about your back door, your neighbors that come in the back door and your guests come in the front door. So you can kind of think of this as well, is that, you know what, once they get inside, the opportunity is always the same, but if you can get in for a little less, why not? It gives you a chance to really reap the rewards and profit much more quickly. My favorite thing, even bigger than $85 kit registration, kit startup fee, is our free conference registration. So I can tell you, I still remember, it was about 26 years ago in March when I went to my very first big conference. And, you know, I have so many memories, and I was probably like many of you out there. In fact, I didn't even register to go. I thought, and it was even right here in Dallas, and where I live, and I didn't register to go because I thought, I'm going to hold parties. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to stay at home. I don't need that stuff. And so my mentor called me, and she said, "I know you want to be successful, right?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, like who does this to be unsuccessful? Nobody. Even though success can be defined so many ways." She goes, "Well, then you need to be there, and I'm registering you. So you need to figure out how you're going to make it work." And I'm like, "I have parties. I can't go." She goes, "Then you'll drive back and forth in between them." And that's exactly what I did. And I remember the first night, I even remember this horrid dress I had on that I thought was really cute. And maybe it was at the time, but it was this like pastel floral thing with this big, huge bow on the side. And it was, you know, styling then, I'm sure. But I remember that. And I remember sitting there and thinking, oh my goodness, I wish I didn't have these parties. I don't want to leave this environment. What I'm learning here, you can't put a price tag on. And I don't want anyone to miss that. I also remember our president at the time had just gotten back. The wall from China had just come down. And I remember him sitting at the edge of the stage. He was kind of a little bit of a goofball. And him asking the question, what does quality look like? And see, I can remember who was number one. She was from Lubbock, Texas. And there was like 9 states there and like 700 people. So this will make such an impression on you, and it will make such an impact on your business that you've got to be there. I just don't even know how to tell you. Just trust me. I've never had anyone come back from conference and go, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. That was a waste of time. I never hear that. And this year's going to be even better. Molly and Allison have worked together to put together an over-the-top agenda, working alongside of Michelle, who is a world-class trainer, working with outside trainers. You are going to get everything you need. And as your FDMs, we want to be there to support you and help you. So all I'm going to say is if you're on this call and you're not registered, tomorrow or tonight, send your FDM an email and say, I really want to go, I need your help. Let me tell you who your FDMs are, because some of you are so brand new, you might not even know what that means. That's our title. FDM is for Field Development Manager. Molly has the state of New Jersey because she also has conference and all of our event responsibilities. So we get to thank her for all the great things we experience. Cindy has the Northeast, and you can look back to who you received this email from to invite you. Kim Starcevich has the Midwest. Hillary Biggerstaff has the West. And I have what we affectionately refer to as the Bravo, because I have from Delaware to Kansas to Texas to Florida. Not really the Southeast if you live in Delaware or Kansas, so we just call it the Bravo region. So all you need is put in our names, our first name, last name at DoveChocolateDiscoveries.com, and you will reach us. If you have any problem, ask your upline, ask field services to get you in touch with us. We want you there. So not only are you going to go, but you're going to bring everyone that you introduce to this business along with you. It's going to be so much fun. So they're starting with an $85 kit. There's free conference registration, and they get 1,000 Sweet Shop points just for signing up. All they have to do is turn in $500 in sales in the rest of the month, and they're going to get a gift. Now, let me just tell you something, chocolatiers. If you tell them they're going to get a Sweet Shop gift, they're not going to know what the heck that means. They're going to be like, oh, nice, whatever. Tell them you're going to get, well, they don't get the conference registration free, but they can get $50 in Cocoa Cash to buy more supplies for their business. But if they're doing their $500, they're going to get their rolling cooler bag. They're going to get their catalogs. They're going to get their order forms. So guess what? They're going to get to choose one of those super cool DCD logo t-shirts. That's like really a nice gift if you think about a $200 conference registration they're going to get for free. They're getting their kit $35 off, and they're going to get either $50 in Cocoa Cash and a cool t-shirt, plus their commissions of $125. That's like almost 100% on what they're selling. It's probably about 75% commission when you add it all up between commissions and awards. So don't miss it. So there's always something great happening at DCD, and we want all of you to be part of it. So what we're going to talk about tonight is probably going to be different than most trainings that you've attended with us. Normally in our trainings, we're very factual about, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But as I've gone through this, and like I mentioned earlier, I've been doing this a really long time, and I've seen the industry actually transform over the last 26 years. And to one of the top money-making ways for entrepreneurs to make money. And I think something, as I've talked to different people, is there's some old habits maybe that you learned from your past or from other direct sellers that could be holding you back. That's one thing we're going to address. Another thing is, today, the direct selling world, it's a business. It's not just the thing that the Leave It to Beaver, stay-at-home mom who wants a little extra income is looking to. That's what it started out as. But thankfully for the pioneers that went before us, and even before me, as old as I am with 26 years in the industry, but the ones that went way before us, they've created an industry of millionaires. In fact, Donald Trump says today if he could go back and start over, he would be in the direct selling world. He sees that much value in it. I know we have men and women on the call, but however, I want to speak to the women for just a moment and to the men to speak to other women. Do you know that 90% of the women in the US that make 6 figures make it in a direct selling business? That is how real this industry is. It's no longer, oh, I'd like to, get out of the house for a few hours. Now, that's great. If that's why you're here, yay. We need hundreds of you. However, if you ever change your mind and want to take it to the next level, we have a place for you as well. And your FDMs are all living, breathing proof of what this industry can do. There's not an FDM on our staff that doesn't have that background, including our new National Sales Director and FDM, Michelle Bardwell. So I want you to know we're not speaking to you from what we've heard. We're speaking to you from experience. I joined wanting to make, my kids, I wanted to make a car payment. That's all I wanted to make. 2 years later, I was making a 6-figure income and my kids raising them while I was at home. Who knew I could make a phone call for 15 minutes and then go hold my babies and then come back and do something else? But that's what this business is about. So, when we think about recruiting, we still probably even have this in our literature, and it's okay because it is a way to think about it. But I want you to really think about this as I've been talking to other business owners outside of the direct selling world. We need to start thinking more like them. The word recruit is an active word. It is actively seeking people to fill a place. When the Army, remember Uncle Sam, I want you, some of us, that gives us a negative connotation, but what they're saying is they're actively seeking. They're not waiting for volunteers. They want you. They're looking for people. It's an outward action. And so that's why I like the word recruiting, is that it's outward and it means it's something we do. Many of you have other jobs in other industries in addition to what you do at Dove Chocolate. And you may have been contacted by a recruiter in your industry. I'm so glad they changed the word from headhunter to recruiter. That word always kind of gave me the creeps. Anybody else out there that felt like, oh, I don't know, I want a headhunter to call me. It sounded a little cannibalism going on. That person is actively seeking you. They're not waiting for you to volunteer. They are looking. They want to fill the space with the best person that fits the job, not the person that comes to them and says, oh, I think this might fit my needs. So, we think about a lot of times we'll ask, and look, I still say these words. I'm still, if you want to call it, guilty of this, but I even want to change my own words. But it is, who do you know that needs money? Who do you know that wants flexibility? Who do you know that loves chocolate? Who do you know that would like a discount? Who do you know that would like to earn free trips, right? If you've heard that before, raise your hand, because I'm sure if you've done any training in this industry, you've heard that. But let me tell you, this is a business. So let's really start looking at it as building a business. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not the 50 or 60 years ago in the Leave It to Beaver era where women only did this to get out of the house, and thank goodness for a few pioneers that said we want more and we're going to create this. This is a true business opportunity. It's big money. That's why more men are coming into this industry than ever before. And by the way, men do very well in this industry because once they make the decision to kind of invade the women's world and they get over the ego trip, they can do fantastic. Because if they've made that decision, they're pretty committed. One reason we tend to do that though is because if I owned a print shop and I was looking for salesmen in the printing industry, or I would go out and look for people that had experience and maybe a Rolodex. Oh, that's an old word. I can't even think of a new word for Rolodex, but a list, a group, a party of tons of individuals. And that knew and understood copiers and printers and faxes and all the things that go into that business. I might really be dating myself here, but anyway, and in direct sales, we don't necessarily have this is what you need. There are a few now, but until just recently, there's not classes that you go to in college. You don't major in direct selling. Most little girls and little boys, when they're playing, don't say, I want to grow up to be a direct seller, because they don't know what that is. And the reason is because every one of us has qualities that makes us a good direct seller. And when I say every one of us, I mean every one of us. You can find fantastic qualities in every person you come in contact with. Now, it might be the qualities that you think are so fantastic, or maybe I shouldn't say everybody, but most everybody has qualities. When I think about the FDM team, Hillary, Kim, Molly, Cindy, and myself right now, we are all such different personalities. We bring such different things to the table as far as our natural skills and abilities and our backgrounds. We have different ages. We have different families. We live in different parts of the country. We have different educational backgrounds. We have different career backgrounds before we came to this industry. They're completely different. And we've all been highly successful, just like you are or you can be, depending on where you are in the industry and where you are in your business. So I think that's the reason we tend to shy away for looking with people with certain skills, because sometimes we don't know what skills to look for. So instead, we look for needs that we can fill, like they did back in the 50s and the 60s. You want to stay home with your family? Hey, I bet you if I could see every one of you, all 100 of you that are on this call right now, if I could see every one of you right now, I bet you at least 75% of you have something that you do other than Dove Chocolate Discovery. Which is a lot of background noise. Someone's speaking. I hate to do this. I'm going to try to find who I thought I put everyone on mute. So in the meantime, we're looking. So we're not looking to fill needs any longer. We're looking to change people's lives. We're looking to give people the career opportunity that they really want. We're looking to give people the income opportunity, the flexibility, but we're looking for people that want to work. We're looking for people that will make great business partners. So let me go back to my notes. I got caught up in looking at for the person that we were getting a little background on. So let me just ask you, let's go back. Let's go back to that print shop I mentioned a little bit earlier. Think about this. If someone came to you, okay, everybody imagine some kind of business, whether it's the business that you go to work in outside of Dove every day, a business your family has owned in the past, maybe a dream business, a restaurant or a bed and breakfast or a nail salon or whatever. Everybody think of a business. I'm going to say print shop because I was actually talking to a chocolatier the other day, and her husband own a print shop. And I asked her the other day, I said, because they were hiring their first full-time employees. And I said, what keeps you from hiring more people? If I asked you what really is holding you back from hiring more people and growing your business, what would it be? And she hesitated. Maybe there was a little tad of, oh, I don't know if I want to share, maybe a little bit of embarrassment. I go, is it money? Because that's what it is for most businesses. Any of you ever watch my favorite show, The Shark Tank? What are those people doing? They're coming to look for money. Why? So they can expand their business. That's the number one thing that keeps people from expanding their businesses and growing to their fullest potential is money. Because there's this vicious circle. I need money to bring in the right people to build my business, but I don't have that money. So but how am I going to make the money if I don't have the right people? And it's just a vicious circle that goes round and round. But let me tell you what you haven't. Can you imagine? So you're at your print business, and this investor comes in and says to you, in the month of June, you can hire as many people as you want. I will pay their salary. I'll pay their bonuses. And as a partner with you, I'll help train them. And by the way, if they do a really great job, I'll give them awards. And you don't have to worry about it. You can stay really focused on your business. Just, give them the support that you would want if you were, working with them. And if they don't do well, I'm not going to take any money out of your income. And just Give it a try. So go find some good people this month, because you only have so much time to focus and, this month, and you can hire as many as you want. Oh my goodness. Most people would have what I call an open casting call. I'm looking for people that want to make money, that are driven, they're competitive, they're outgoing, they're fun, they're focused, they're detail-oriented, they're, I'm drawing a blank. Let's see, what else could I say? They're entrepreneurial. They have great personal skills. They're a good listener. They have no problem talking in public. Now, a lot of things that I'm saying almost contradict each other, but that's the beauty of direct sales. None of us have all of it, but all of us have some of it. And so it opens your doors to such a huge horizon of people that you can bring in. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You have that. Dove Chocolate Discoveries has given you the opportunity to bring in as many people as you want into a business at no cost to you. Have you ever thought about that? This is your business, and we're saying, hey, we'll pay everybody. We just want you to make more money. We're going to pay you a portion of what they sell because you're our advertising vehicle, and we're going to give you a bonus for advertising, basically, for us and helping that person get started. But we're going to take all the risk. We're going to take all the risk, and you can bring in as many as you want. Oh my gosh, I think about the people that go to the Shark Tank. Can you imagine if someone said, oh, you know what, I'm going to invest in you, and I'm not even going to tell you how much. I'm going to give you as much as you need, and you can bring in as many people as you want, and you can buy as big a building as you want, and you can create as much inventory as you want, and I'm just going to trust you. And don't worry, if it doesn't work out, I'll take all the fallback. That's what we get in direct selling with recruiting. If you're honest, I bet most of you have never thought about it that way. And that's where it gets so incredibly exciting. The other thing that I want you to think about too, I'm going to go back to my Shark Tank because that's my most favorite entrepreneurial show. It's really about entrepreneurs. For those of you that watched it, I'm sure you've seen this. There have been times where the sharks really don't believe in the business, but they so believe in the person, they want to invest. Whoever, I don't know who y'all can see, but the person I'm seeing right now is shaking her head, so I'm really glad. They want to invest in that person because they see drive, and that's really all it takes to be in this business. We're going to provide all the tools, the products, the marketing, the vehicles, the awards, everything. All it takes really is drive and a not give up attitude. But they also see people that they truly believe in the business, but they don't believe in the person. And in that case, they don't invest. I always say if this was just about chocolate, or this was just about our brand, or this was just about our name, there'd be people lined up at 400 Valley Street every single day, 365 days a year, which that's 400 Valley Street, that's where our office is in Mount Arlington. Because Dove has the reputation, but people aren't investing in Dove, they're investing in you. They want to be your business partner. I have never in my life had anyone say to me, I don't like them, I don't trust them, but I'm gonna sign up under them. It doesn't happen. People only sign up under people they like and they trust and they feel they're gonna lead them. And that's a huge compliment to you. But also, very few people are gonna walk up to you and go, hey, Cindy, I know you're doing great at Dove and I want to do it too. Because what they're thinking is, hey, if Cindy thought I'd be good at this, she would have asked me because I know that's their model. As many people that are not in direct selling, everyone knows our model. They're waiting for you to ask. And no matter, if we go back to that, no matter, have you ever had that person and you're talking to them and you're going, oh my gosh, they need this so bad. We can fill every need they have. They need flexibility because they have a handicapped child. We can give them flexibility. They aren't paying their bills right now. They need money. We can give that to them. They need to be their own boss because their husband's looking and they may have to make changes really quickly. We can give it to them. They might be getting transferred and they need something they can take with them. We can give it to them. They're great at talking to groups or teachers or whatever, and they're super fantastic. We can give it to them. They love to travel for free. We can give it to them. And then they say no. You're thinking, what is wrong with these people? We have everything they're looking for. There's nothing wrong with that person, except for the fact that they don't have the confidence they're going to succeed. So the key to recruiting is not, believe it or not, filling a need. The key to recruiting is building the confidence in someone that they're going to have success. That's complete truth. I see it happen all the time. So when a recruiter calls me, because I'm in an industry where recruiters call, and I get called by recruiters, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a year. It just depends on what's going on. I'm going to be really super honest here. And even if John Wyckoff was on this call, and he might be, and the show might be, I'm going to listen to him. You know why? They build my confidence. They build my ego, for lack of a better expression. They're going to tell me how great I am. Now I'm going to tell them I'm super happy and I love what I'm doing, but I'm going to take their call because I want to hear what they think about me, because it's good for all of us to have our confidence built. And that's really what recruiting is all about. It's building someone's confidence, because remember, we just said everyone has some skills that are good for direct selling, and none of us have them all. I got off my track here. So I had this little saying in my business when I was building as an independent. I want the greedy, not the needy. And some of you might think that sounds really odd and weird, but what I mean is, remember the person I just described that we filled all their needs and they still didn't join? We have to realize that sometimes that person is just a needy person, and that's going to be their life. Now, some people fall on hard times, but the people that want to get out of it, get out of it. I wish I had it in front of me, and I'm sure you've all seen it, but you know, what is it? Michael Jordan misses 60% of the shots that he takes. He didn't make his 9th grade basketball team. Can you imagine if Michael Jordan would have quit? Michael Jordan has taken the last shot in a game and lost more often than he's won. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. Where would we be today if it weren't for Michael Jordan? We wouldn't have that cute Disney, and either one of the cute Disney movie like Space Jam or something like that. Besides the fact, Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, went to 11 banks before the 12th bank said yes. I always used to say, when I tell that story, I'd say, man, I don't know what I'd do if Ray Kroc wouldn't have gone to the 12th bank. My kids probably would have eaten 3 times a week. People, winners don't quit. I've also heard that most people fail because they quit one question before they get the right yes. Think about it. You don't know if you decide, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm just not going to ask anybody out. I'm not going to build anyone's more confidence. Yeah, you might get some volunteers here and there, but is that what you want, is a bunch of volunteers? Volunteers can wean you out. They can quit. And let me tell you, you're going to recruit a lot of people, and not everybody's going to come through like you hope they do, and you're going to be really disappointed. But that's just life. That's life. You know, I was explaining to this girl the other day. I said, you know, when I think about when John hired me, because I'm an employee, I think most of you guys know the FDMs are employees. Think about the investment that he had to make just in the hiring process. There were phone calls, there were flights, there were hotels. That's before he ever asked me to come to work for him. The company had to invest all that. Let's say they brought me on, they paid me a nice salary, 6, 9, 12 months later, because you have to give people a chance, right? They realize, hey, this isn't the right person. It's not the right fit. Add my salary, my benefits, my vacation, my travel, because that's part of my job. It could be astronomical, the amount that number is. And it just gets thrown away because I wasn't the right person. You get to do that on someone else's dime. Every single time. You don't have to worry about it. It's the coolest thing ever. If you really start going everywhere you go going, oh my gosh. Now that's not like sell kits. So let me tell you, that can be a headache, because every time you sell a kit to someone that doesn't want to party or doesn't want to do the business in some way or another, whether it's through the internet or fundraising or selling to friends and family, you lost that chain. So don't lose your chains. Go look for people that want to do the business with you. And there's many, many great ways to do our business. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is start looking for good people. So in what I sent you, the handout that I sent you, I have given you a lot of business characteristics. I want you to look through those business characteristics. There's things like, and I've got too many notes in front of me, and the one thing I didn't print out was that. That was silly me. I probably have it on my desk somewhere here, but however, there's things like driven, competitive, fun, outgoing, great listener. I just drawing a blank. Sorry. You can see it. You've got it right there in front of you. So you want to start thinking about, who do I know that has some of these characteristics? No one has them all. Or if they do, they're few and far between. Good for you when you find them. So the first thing you want to think about is, who do I already know in my life? There's a couple of ways to think about this. First off, think about if I was starting any kind of business. I didn't know what kind of business it was. If someone says, go create your dream team and we're going to drop a gold mine in your business, but you want your dream team in place, who are the best 10 business people you would pick out? That's one way to start. So you're going to pick out 10 people that you just like and you want to be around and you think they have what would be great business people. And then you're going to look at that list and you're going to pick out 2 or 3 of the characteristics that you see most in them. So you're going to write their name down and you're going to write those characteristics down. And then you're going to look below and say, what I know about these people, what benefits might they enjoy? What do I know about their life? And most of us can identify something, a lot of times even with a perfect stranger. The second thing that you can do with this is you can use that business characteristics list as like a scavenger hunt or a memory jogger. Okay, who all do I know that's driven? Who all I know that's competitive? And who do I know that, because most people that are competitive in one thing are competitive in a lot of things. Who do I know that likes to be the center of attention? Who do I know that's always helping other people? Who do I know that's a great listener? And I bet you'd come up at least with as many names as there are characteristics there. And you're going to pick out one that identifies them, and you're going to think, but she's also this and he's also that. You're going to add that. And then you're going to look and say, wonder what, I think knowing them, they would enjoy being their own boss. They're always griping about how, their boss drives them crazy, or how they really need more time with their family, or that type of thing. So you're going to use that. So now you know, again, the lead, which is what they bring to the table, and then what we can give back to them should they choose us. And that's what it's all about. And then you can go the way that we've all been taught, by looking at the benefits list and saying, who do I know that would enjoy these benefits? However, once you identify those people, you're going to take them and you're going to look back up at the business characteristic list and say, now that I've identified them through the benefit, what do I see in them that could be a really great addition to our business and could make them be really successful? Because going forward, these are some things that I want you to think about. Never lead with the kit. If we wanted our kit to be a bundle, we would put it in the catalog as a bundle. It's not a bundle. It's a business kit. So especially this month, a lot of people tend to want to get excited and go, oh my gosh, I had to call you because the kit's on sale for $85. That's how you get a bunch of recruits. Maybe. Maybe not. However, it doesn't necessarily mean you're recruiting business people. And remember, a business person can do this one time a week, one time a month, one time every day. It's not an amount of how much they deliver. It's how they come into the business. It's how they see this opportunity. And you don't want them to see it as an opportunity to buy product cheap. You want them to see it as a place that they can use the skills that they already have to take this business anywhere they want, whether it's $100 a week, $100 a day, $100 a month, $100,000 a year, wherever they want to take it. Second, don't lead with filling the need. Even if you identify them that way, when you go to speak to them, you're not going to lead with that. You're not going to say, I know you're looking for flexibility. Because ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, you can fill every need they have, but if they don't have the confidence they're going to succeed, they're not going to join. And they're just going to be in turmoil because they're sitting there going, oh my gosh, it fits everything I want. I just don't know if I can do it. You've got to lead with the confidence builders, which is the business skills, the business attributes. And that's why you're going to list those first, because you're going to lead with their business attributes. You're going to build their confidence. So that's step one. So I want you to pick out 10 people that you just love to work with, like I described earlier. Then I want you to use the business characteristics, and I want you to use it as a scavenger hunter, a memory jogger, and I want you to pick out at least 10 more people based on, they have these skills and some others. And then I do want you to use the benefits, but then I want you to go back and I want you to add, just like I mentioned earlier, the business skills that they have. Then below, in the lines below, this is where you're going to start practicing writing. And by the way, this is going to start to come so natural in the long run. You're going to start everywhere you go, every person you meet, you're going to start automatically looking at that person through the eyes of confidence. So let me think of somewhere I've been this weekend and where it happened, because I know it happens everywhere I go. I know. I was my husband had oral surgery Friday morning. We walked into an office, the dental office, and the lady was over there, and I'm about to have a grandbaby. I like to talk about that a lot. And she was making these personalized burp cloths and little changing pads. And I saw entrepreneurial. I saw someone that enjoys doing things. I saw someone that might want to make some extra money. I saw someone that gets really excited about something she's passionate about. Well, they took us back to a room, and as I was going back to go to the restroom before the surgery got started, I saw her folding them up, putting them away, and I go, you're the lady with the burp cloths, right? Now, what I saw in her, though, was drive. I said, these are so beautiful. You have such great talent. And she, thank you, thank you. And it led into a conversation where I was able to say, I have a business, and I love people that are creative. That was another thing that was on there. And love to just do something out of the ordinary to make extra money. And I see that in you. Very specific. I could have gone to the next person at the dental office and said the same thing, because it's not true. So when we say to people, oh, you're so fun, you ought to do this, or you've got a great personality, you ought to do this. That's too generic. That's canned. That's not real. What did you see them do that made you feel like they were fun? A great way to do this at your parties is to look for people. How about the person that, when you play Ask Me Questions About My Job, they're like raising their hand every second? Yeah, we know that that's a recruit lead, but how do you use that? I could say, you know what, Cindy, I absolutely love your competitive spirit. I knew you were going to win because you're going to get the most tickets one way or another. And you know what? You were so much fun. And people just, when you talk, they listen. And people that are competitive like you and, have such great people skills do so well in our business. I built her confidence. And now I can use, if I saw like a true need. And I remember you saying you wish you didn't have to leave so early because you hate that job you got to go to in the morning. With your skills and your personality, and that competitive drive you have, I mentioned earlier, we need to chat, because it's people like you that really succeed. And you may not have to go to that office every week, every day any longer. in the future. That's how you invite them. That's how you build their confidence. And then you show them what we have for them. The best way to do this, of course, is to make your list, pick up the phone, and just try it. I don't know if she's on with us today, but I love it. So I've done some one-on-one coaching, or actually it was a group coaching with Reagan Rochelle. And Reagan lives in Maryland. And she took to heart what I shared, and she's got a Cocoa Chat coming up, because she asked this girl when she first started, kind of generically like we all do, hey, you ought to do this. You'd be so good. Have you ever said that? I know I have. If you haven't, you're probably lying, or you haven't asked enough people. So, and I'll still make a mistake and do that. I promise I will. And the girl didn't even respond to her. She sent her a message and said, I've started a new business. I'd love to talk to you about it. I think it'd be great. The girl never responded. So after going through this training, it happened to be, she sent this message probably 9 months ago. So she sent the girl a message because she didn't have a phone number and said, I've been thinking about you, and I'm paraphrasing. I've been thinking about you, and I know I mentioned to you a while back that I'm doing a new business. And I'm really looking for people that I believe would be highly successful and waiting, instead of waiting for people that just want to do it. Come to me. And I think you would be so fantastic with your fun personality, the way you go with everything with excitement. I can't remember exact specifics. And I think it would work wonderfully with what you do already in the baking industry. And it would be a great fundraising opportunity for the roller derby that you're part of. I don't know if it's for you. There's no obligation, but can we meet and chat? It'd at least be a good excuse to get together. And the girl literally replied, the textbook reply that we hardly ever get, what do I have to lose for listening? So Reagan had to step out of her comfort zone and go back to someone. And let me just tell you, the people that we have to be the most specific with are the people that we know the best. So I know I've been guilty of this, and I still have to change my words. And we say things to like your sister. Think about your sister, your mother, your best friend. You want to do this with me? I'll get recruits for, I'm going to come on, give it a try. You'll have fun, and I'll get some points. I'm here to tell you, they don't care if you get points. They don't care if you get a trip. They might sign up, but they're not going to be a business builder for you. Tell them, you know those people the best. Pay them compliments, build their confidence. Very few people are able to see themselves successful in this industry without you pointing it out to them. You've been given a gift of opportunity that can change lives. I look back, let me just tell you, we were poor when I started 26 years ago in the industry. I didn't realize how poor we were, but when I look back, we were poor. I mean, we couldn't make our car payment. I mean, we would have found a way, but we'd have ended up in more debt. We'd have been charging more things. Didn't see a way out. I did not have a college degree. I had 3 kids under the age of 5. I was 25 years old. We were in a brand new state and city. I've never lived in Texas in my life. I knew a handful of people, and we were a 1-car family. I needed this, but I wanted it more. And the lady that recruited me is an angel in my life. I can't honestly even imagine what my life would look like now. I thought, I wonder what I'd be doing. I wonder where I'd be living. I wonder what kind of car I'd be driving. I wonder how my kids would have turned out, because I don't know, because this industry has played an entire part. My kids were 4 months, 2 and 4. That's all we know. And Marilyn Harris said to me, you would be so good at this. You had, and this was her compliment to me, you had so many great ideas. Every time I picked up a product, basically she's telling me I didn't shut up, but she did it in a really nice way. Every time I picked up a product, you knew how to use it. You knew what to do, and people got as excited about your ideas as my ideas. You got to let me pay you for those. And I said, no, I just don't know enough people. And she said, do you agree that you could do this? Do you agree that you did have good ideas? I was like, well, if you say so, I guess I did. Did you have fun? Yes. Well, if I could show you, if I could help you, Would you be willing to just listen to see how it could help your family out and make that extra money you were saying y'all needed? Sure, what do I have to lose? I was pretty bored. I'd talk to anybody probably. But it took her building my confidence first. And I'm a pretty darn confident person, naturally. But not everybody is. But it still took her building my confidence to have success. So, this is what I want to leave you with. You're going to pick out 10 people just because you like to. You're going to pick out 10 people that have great business characteristics. And then you're going to figure out what you think they would enjoy. You're going to pick out 10 people because you know what benefits they'd enjoy, and then figure out what do I see in them that brings out great business characteristics. And you're going to write out your invitation to them. And those of you that really aren't going to let anything stand in your way and you want to take this business to the next level, whether it's an extra $100 a month, an extra $1,000, an extra $100,000, you're going to start talking to them. And you're going to lead with confidence. Not only confidence in yourself, but the confidence that you're going to build in them. And if you would like, on Thursday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, same as this time, I'm going to do a call on how to talk to them. Once you've got all your information, how do you pick up that phone and how do you address it and how do you set up the Coco Chat and what do you say when you get there? How do you use those fantastic recruiting cards that we have? You can send me and I can send you back, or I'll probably just send all the FDMs, the information. So if you guys want to join in, but don't wait. Go to work tomorrow. I challenge you. If you have another job, go to that job and look for someone that you think would make a great business partner. Look for that person that always has your back. Look for the person that when you're on vacation takes your calls and you don't come back to a list a mile long. Look for the person that's always moving up the ladder. Call your best friend from high school that you always dreamed about, y'all doing things together because it was so much fun to be together. Think of everyone and then go for it. And by the way, the $85 kit will be a great close because you get to join now so you can get started for less. The opportunity is always going to be the same, but you might as well make your money back faster and get some awards and be specific, like a really cool DCD t-shirt or tank or an extra $50 in free product. That's what Coco Cash is to them. They don't know what Coco Cash is. So don't use Coco Cash. That means nothing to them. You can get $50 extra in free products when you just turn in $500 in sales and you join in this month. Or a really cool DCD t-shirt, tank top, your choice. Isn't that cool to give that a try? What do you have to lose? So what I'm going to do, oh my goodness, we have 2 minutes and I am always prompt. I pride myself on being prompt. I'm going to the galley view. You're going to have to take yourself off mute. I'm going to stop our recording.